these parents say, she came from a good home. It's just poof, out of nowhere, she's suddenly doing A, B, and C. I always have to ask these questions, these hard questions. Like, what was your state of mental mind when you found out you were pregnant? Because if it's like, oh dang, I'm pregnant, that's a deal. Also, were you working through your own issues? Were you in a committed relationship? Were you safe and secure in that relationship to feel as if you and your partner were capable to bring this child into the world? If not, okay, we're not throwing shade, but we do have to back that train up and look at all of these things because they all matter. Did you come from a codependent home? Did your partner come from a codependent home? Did you decide that you were going to have one child and this was yet another child, so it was an oopsie? These things matter. But now when I'm working with the adult child or the young adult child, anywhere from, let's say, 12 to 18. So those are those prime teen times, okay? And they are maladaptive, they're not functioning, they are on substances, and or they already have to get prescriptions for Xanax. Let's really just bring everything out on the table, lay out the cards, and discuss them. This is how I help those young people. I say right now, with all that you're feeling emotionally, and having a good relationship with mom or dad as this young adult, I want you to tell me what bonds you with mom and dad currently. Commonly, the answer is, I understand mom and dad had it hard too. She went through a lot. Her childhood was really bad. And then I have my answer. Because that's too much responsibility and a burden for this young adult to be carrying, and in fact is bearing it on her shoulders, and then it therefore makes an excuse for the way she did not receive what she needed from mom and yet now is struggling. So all the ways I let her tell the story, if it's a guy, he tells the story as well. He's like, well, I understand because we didn't have a lot of food, or, dad was an alcoholic, or, mom really, went off the rails often. We're not making excuses for their behavior. We need to unpack it so that you can see your nervous system is really dysregulated and jacked up right now because you were your own resource without resources. So if you can't imagine having a kid right now because of all of the fluctuating emotions that are going on inside of you, the need to have to rest or take a nap or play video games for hours or not be able to work, then you're actually commiserating and continuing the thing that mom and dad lived through as they were procreating and having you. So thank you. I commend you in all of your parts because you're recognizing that you're not ready to have a child. Maybe your parents recognized that they too were not ready to have a child when they did, but they did. And now you're here. And now the reality is they could not give you what you needed. So now you are going to have to give yourself what you did not get back then, and you will have to learn how to reparent yourself. And I can teach you to do that.